Just gonna go.
You ready?
Do the
Are you
intro?
ready? Are you ready? I'm doing the
I'm
intro.
ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's hear it. Yes.
Right. Welcome to episode 0. This is the foundation. This is the framing of Casuals Yapping About Games. This is a very chill podcast where my name is Andre, and my buddy Justin. Hi, Justin. How are you doing? We're
Fantastic.
going to stick to that program. We're going to yap about games. It's a very simple premise, I think.
And we're definitely one half of us is definitely casual.
I'm not
so
a professional.
I dominated the casuals yapping about games. I took the casual part, and then yapping about games. I feel like you just wanted to yap about games a lot. So you're like,
yes.
hey, Justin, come on, let's do a podcast together.
Yeah,
So
and here we are. It's finally happening, and this is going to be our first experience. It's going to be rough. It's going to be scuffed. So expect that.
it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be a work of art when it's done. I can feel it.
Exactly.
But yes, this is what it is. The titular episode of just a simple podcast where two buddies just sit down and chat about games, because that is one of the things that I've always enjoyed doing with you. It's just we would end up
bonded
speaking.
over games for sure.
Yes, 100%.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and we spent
and
a
you've
long
been
time.
gaming for how many years? If you are, let's not even put it into years. We'll just say decades.
I mean, so
We'll get real comfortable with anybody watching
let's
this
do it.
up front. Yes.
I'm close to 40. I'm one year away, 1 year shy, and my first memory is Super Mario Brothers on the NES. That's the first one I remember. However, I don't know what the time frame is, but I also know we owned an Atari because I remember Pitfall, flashes of Pitfall as a very young child, right? But I didn't play it. I don't think I knew how to. I was still very young, but when I remember actually having a controller in hand and playing something was Super Mario Brothers for the NES. That was my first one. So close to 30-ish.
That's
more
a
than
pretty,
30. I just don't remember exactly how many.
It was, well, I mean, that was like 80. Well, it depends, because I know like Nintendo.
And I got it late.
Released,
I got it late. So you can't even time it
because
on
at
that.
one point it was like, wasn't it called something different? Because it was when it officially became big, it was
Famicom?
the NES. Well, the Famicom was what it was called in Japan.
In Japan, yeah, exactly.
But it was like, I remember like the Sega had the Sega Master System, and then they had the Sega Genesis. And the Genesis is when they jumped off, and then they were combating against Nintendo.
Mega Drive for my European homies.
There you go, Wow.
Yeah,
Did not
it was
have
not the Genesis.
I had the Master System. I think
the
I
Master
went straight
System
into
was
the Genesis.
Same name.
Yeah. Oh, it was?
But then in the Genesis era,
the Genesis?
Yep, Mega Drive
It was
was
the
in Europe.
Mega Drive. I actually like the Mega Drive more than the Genesis. I don't even know what Genesis means, but so yours was Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Mine first gaming memory was of, I think it was like a ColecoVision maybe is what it was called. It was this janky ass video game system that the controllers were like these swipey things.
I've seen that.
And it was this basketball game. And I swear to God, I thought this basketball game was like the coolest thing of all time. If anybody went to Google or YouTube and like looked up ColecoVision basketball, it was the equivalent, that like the football game where it's like on this, it's like, this is a real life football game, like where it's this table and it's got the little miniature like characters, like it would be out of like some kind of like board game or something. And the table vibrates and the players just kind of gyrate and vibrate all the way down like the field. That was the equivalent of this basketball game, except it was a video game. So the ColecoVision, not the greatest video game console of all time, but it was my introduction into the world of video games.
So hi, welcome to the show about making you feel old.
Yeah. or either making you feel old or actually just making you feel old.
Hey, we're all in it. I guess, it's
This is what happens. If you happen to be a 20-year-old watching, like you stumbled across this podcast, maybe we got a cool title or thumbnail that, I don't know. But you're going to be this here in a couple of decades. You'll be right here.
It's fun. Don't worry about it.
It goes by quick.
Ignore
goes by
the back
fast,
pain.
So
you're fine.
knee pain, back pain, all the pains.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Andre, what are we getting into, by the way, for this episode? Because there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. So to give you all, or whoever watches this, we appreciate that, by the way, an idea. We're going to do a very classical thing. We're going to discuss what's happening in the industry, and right now we're going to be talking about a couple of news articles and stuff that came up that we are just.
I've been excited.
Stuff that we would normally talk about. That's the thing. This is the stuff that we would normally talk about when we had some time together on a call, and those conversations were always just so fun and exactly the kind of thing that I'd like to do. And I immediately, of course, we thought about why not just do the millennial thing and make a podcast? So that's what we're here for. We're going to start by discussing a little bit of a couple of news that have been roaming around and kind of made a lot of chaos in the industry, and we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to go a little bit into what we've been playing, because while casuals.
You can't claim casual. I see your Steam hours. There's nothing casual about you. It's me. It's you look at mine, and I'm like, Andre will be like, so Justin, what have you been playing lately? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've been playing this game, and I've been playing that game for like 3 months, and before I get close to finishing.
It's the one hobby. It's what I dedicate my time to. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's true. I have so many different hobbies, and like video games, it ebbs and flows for me. Like sometimes I'm like, all I want to do is play games. That's just, unfortunately that's not how life works for me, but it's what I want to do. And that's usually when I watch, Skill Up, Jake Baldino, Game Ranks. I do watch a lot of like the kind of funny games daily podcast, because I get that like ingestion of what's happening in the industry on a daily basis in video form. So I've been very excited to talk to you about
some of this stuff,
a lot of the news stories. Yeah, I think we got to get right into that. Because
what do you want to start with, actually?
I think the biggest news story of the. Am I going to say of the decade?
Depends. What are we
Probably.
talking about?
I think I'm going to say of the decade. Phil Spencer retiring and that's definitely in air quotes, because I don't think that he chose to retire, but he was retired in the last couple of weeks.
I'm not so sure about the retirement part. I feel like we just talked about being old. We just talked about how long we've been playing video games. He's 56. I know.
He's not old.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying specifically about Xbox. I think he is definitely
he's been doing it for a minute.
Time for him to, or I would understand him feeling like it was time to hang it up.
Yes.
Because if you look at Phil's whole like career path within Xbox, he started out strong, right? He took him out of the hole. The Don Matrick hole.
The Don Matrick hole?
Yeah, they took him out of the hole.
Yes.
The DM hole. Took him out, and it was the winning lap, right? For that, for something that came off the 360, right?
The winning lap?
The 360 was like a massive.
Yeah, the 360 was their
that was the
peak.
The winning lap.
That was they came out with Xbox originally. Halo was great. I mean, like, and then actually, was it? I'm trying to think. Did they have anything else other than Halo that was like in the zeitgeist of everybody was paying attention to it in the Xbox days?
I know a little bit.
There was something
Fusion
else.
Frenzy, but Gears of War, perhaps, was that already Xbox 360? Or
Gears was Xbox 360.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was. Like
there was not a lot.
All I remember is Halo.
Yeah,
in college, all it was Halo.
I think
like
you and
everybody,
a big generation of people have that memory.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it was definitely tons and tons of Halo. Like when Halo 2 came out, I had a friend. He basically dropped out of college, and he didn't do it on his own accord. He basically was like, "Hey, your grades are so bad, you cannot come back." But he was really damn good at Halo 2. Yeah, he was really great at Halo 2. Yes. But yeah, so you think that I don't disagree with you, by the way.
Yeah, he was put in a tough spot.
Inching towards that retirement time.
Yeah.
But this year is the 50th. Sorry, not the 50th. Jesus, not that old.
Okay.
The 25th anniversary.
I know
of Xbox.
Right, but think about it.
And he didn't get to those 25th anniversary celebrations.
That is
now,
true.
That is right there to me. Is
Justin,
like
I'll ask you
everything I need to know.
One very simple question: What is there to celebrate? That's the thing. Like, well, he was the man, right? Phil Spencer was the man. He was the man until recently. I feel that's
like,
what I mean.
Then
like
he was like,
time.
hey, like, yeah.
For a period of time, he was the man, right? He saved the Xbox from that. Yeah. From we said the DM
Don
hole,
Matrick,
Don Matrick hole. He saved them from that. Blood, sweat, and tears. It looked like right, and it was a long period of time. And now here we are, where we all know of the most recent. The most recent actions that Microsoft has taken, and it's not been the smartest business decisions, and it still seems like Xbox doesn't really matter to them. And so it didn't surprise me. You know what I mean? Like reading the letter and reading all the news articles came out about it, I was not surprised that he said like, hey, I approached the CEO and said, it's time for me to go. Let's start
of course
preparing
he said
this.
That.
Of course he said that. But I actually think there's a little nugget of truth there that he was like thinking I don't think he was there to see this whatever new phase is. You know what I mean? He was done with this at this point. I think he saw that the wind in the sails kind of just fucking, just whittled down, and it was just him rowing the boat. And, that gets tiring at a certain point, right?
Yes, I agree.
So not surprised that he could also have thought about, maybe it is time for me to go.
time to hop off this ship?
Yeah, because think about it. If you're Phil, even how things are right now, even if you want to keep it working in the industry, whatever, I feel like there's a lot of places that would still take him gladly. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he will have no problem finding a spot in the industry if he wanted to.
If he wants that. Yeah, if he wants that.
So a little bit of a parachute there as well, I think. So not surprised that he would just kind of go. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's not even there to celebrate the 25th year of the thing that he worked for so long for.
He's been there since the beginning. 2001. Yeah. He's been at Microsoft since 1988.
Sometimes you're just done with it. Sometimes it's just like, hey.
I don't disagree with you, but
you think he was pushed? You think this was
100%.
pushed? Okay.
Yeah, he was, no doubt about it. He was pushed. From my perspective. The reason why, and there's the rumors out there that the reason why it got leaked on a Friday, which again, if you work in marketing or PR, you put stuff out on Friday for it to die over.
Die on the vine.
Squeak it. You squeak it on out there on Fridays, so that way it doesn't get as much fanfare.
True.
And so the rumors are that IGN was about to report it because supposedly it was meant to happen on a Monday. Which, okay, whatever, cool. Even if it was meant to happen on a Monday, that was still, in my opinion, a force out. And the way that it all went down with Sarah Bond as well, it was a hostile takeover in terms of Satya Nadella was like, you may not want it to be time just yet, but it's your time now, and you're gonna get the boot, because you bring up a good point in terms of Phil Spencer, and I wrote it down. So and I wrote the good and the bad. And obviously, so the Don Matrick Xbox One, their announce at E3 of I think it was summer 2013. Worst thing ever. Just go YouTube it. Watch the train wreck as it happens live.
Or
it's
watch the meme compilation where it's cut to just them saying TV. I think that might be better for your soul.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely watch the supercut. And you're right. Yeah. So Phil saved them. And then backwards compatibility happened in 2015.
Big champion of it.
Amazing. And that basically kind of changed the industry in terms of the console environment, because Nintendo was like, and they still are kind of like, no, you don't get that. You don't get that. But PlayStation, they then adopted backwards compatibility, which was amazing. And then the Play Anywhere with ownership of one game.
Even before
that was announced
that,
in 2016.
Even before that, I would say that remember their impact on the indie marketplace with Summer of Arcade and all the indie hits that came out on Xbox.
State of Decay was one of those summer indie games, and it's
like in a way they had a big impact on the small scene, on the indie scene at the time, and still do in a way. But like at that time, that was very impactful as well, I think. And again, Phil was super behind that. Don't know if it was his idea. Didn't know his involvement to a T, but he was championing it. You know, he was going to
I definitely think he championed all of that. And then then in 2016 they had to Play Anywhere with ownership of one game. So that was like you buy it on console, you also get it on PC.
On PC,
that's super pro consumer. Game Pass in 2017.
Game Pass, that was such a great deal in the beginning.
It was $10 back in 2017.
$10 for the longest time. I remember keeping Game Pass at that $10 mark and forgetting about it for months, and still going back and playing games and be like, oh yeah, I have this. And that was fantastic.
Now, was it the right business move? Did it completely screw up the overall software industry in terms of game software sales?
Maybe. Possibly. We don't know. But that's
it definitely did for Xbox, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then of course, like you get the bad, and I could, it's like they to me, all of the acquisitions that they started in 2018. To you brought up the point earlier of like it seemed like Phil was a really great champion of indie games. I mean, they bought Compulsion, Undead Labs, In Exile, Obsidian, Double Fine, Ninja Theory. Well, they would be indie as well. I would consider them. So like another concerted effort to like really put some more emphasis on like great indie developments and publishing studios. Then came the game cancellations. He canceled Dragon Scale, Perfect Dark Reboot, Everwild, the ZeniMax MMO. Should have canceled Redfall, but they didn't. Studio closures.
So many studio closures.
Tango, after Hi-Fi Rush, Arcane Austin, Lionhead Studios. Way back, like back in the day, they closed them. And then. I think that. Oh, and in terms of so as of late, the reason why there's been so many negative things is because they started having those mass layoffs happen in 2024,
rolling almost.
Then and then cross-platform started in 2024 as well,
right?
And I agree with like all the conversation around. What's Phil's legacy going to be? I definitely think that it's been tainted over the last couple of years, but if it's been his plan, because everything he's always done, at least in the time that we know him as the like kind of lead of Xbox, has always been super pro consumer.
That was the thing.
And cross platform, that is pro consumer. It's like, hey, you can get this game anywhere, any console that you got, we got you. We'll be on there. Is it the smart financial move? I don't think so. I think that you have to have console exclusives to like keep people within the ecosystem of, I've got to have this for Halo, and since I got it for Halo, well, I'll also buy X, Y, and Z game on Xbox as well. And if you don't have that. That's the reason why Xbox has sold like 34 million compared to like PlayStation's like 80 or 90 million consoles, or however many it has been this generation. So,
it's a wash,
which is crazy.
It's a bit of a wash.
It is crazy.
I mean,
yes.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, but now looking ahead, what kind of future is even that? Because like that guaranteed market for hardware that existed forever since we've remembered it existing, right? Has been on that cycle of new generation, and we just we were just sitting here assuming, it's just gonna keep on going forever, and we'll eventually be old and in a retirement home playing PlayStation 12, right?
Yes.
But as we sit here in 2026 now, we're thinking about what's happening already, and there's no signs of it going away, at least in terms of like the Rampocalypse and the costs of hardware. So like in the realm of feasibility, like are there even going to be like a market for console hardware going forward? Like, yeah, we know PlayStation's supposedly thinking about it and already like pushing it way further, right? It was for like 2028, and now it's like maybe it needs a couple more years, right? That's kind of a rumor that's been
keep
running
on those
around.
PS5s.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, if we just take an aside here, smartest thing you could do actually, because it feels like that console still has not even started.
No,
you know what I mean? It
well,
could
PS4. I mean,
use,
had a PS4 was 7 years because I got a PS4 in the fall of 2013.
2013. I got mine as well.
Yeah. And the new ones came out in the fall of 2020.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of COVID. Basically. So it's like they lasted 7 years. The console generation before that was the really long one. There was the PS3 and the Xbox 360. That shit felt like it went on forever.
It spanned 2 generations. Like people that were our age and younger people still getting into that platform and still remembering playing on Xbox 360 and PS3. Yes. Like I see that with my kids. Like my kid, my oldest kid has played like he has nostalgia for PS3 as a system because of that, right? So there's definitely like that was definitely the biggest one. But like right now,
do you not think that there will be consoles? Is that what you think?
So here's the thing. I'm not a magician. So
10 years from now. Let's not. I mean, there's going to be a PS6 and like an Xbox, whatever.
But there needs to be a solution though for what's happening now, and I don't know if that's going to come. You know what I mean? Like you can only have hardware if you have the materials needed to make said hardware, and if we don't fix that problem, as in the shortage of it because of it being consumed by all the data, all the data centers. If there's no solution to that problem, then okay, let's say that 10 years from now, this is still a problem, as in like it's a problem that has evolved, but it's still something we're struggling with, as in it's not easy to make hardware because of it. Then I would say no. I would say that would be
super expensive to make hardware.
Exactly. If it's prohibitively expensive to make it, it's the perfect opportunity for the big platforms to finally push us into their dream home of just rent the computing power from the cloud, play it on GeForce Now. Just fucking give Jeff Bezos $20 a month and you don't own nothing. You know what I mean? That's it.
I mean, that is what I keep seeing. Everybody like renting out their own PC, and like I'm just what is this? I hate that.
I mean, right now it's ridiculous, but right now it's the first time in history that I remember thinking of, oh no, if anything happens to one of the components that are extremely expensive right now to buy on my computer, which is the thing I kind of use for work as well, and besides gaming. Entertainment, replacing something at this point in time is so prohibitively expensive that it's the first time I have been scared of that happening. You know what I mean? Like I've had that happen in my life. I've had PCs die on me, but it's always been there've always been, even the most expensive components were still in a realm that was achievable for someone with a normal job. And I know inflation and what the world is today, but still, like it was always something you could do. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my RAM fried. I can get some RAM. Oh, my CPU, I need to upgrade. It's so old. I need to, okay, 120, 150, $200. You upgrade a CPU. And it's a good upgrade, right? But right now, you know what I mean? I need to give my whole paycheck for,
you
for one stick of RAM.
Like harvesting organs for those RAMs.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you'd tell me that scenario can roll on for 10 years, then, no, I don't see a potential console market at all.
I hope it does not. I mean, I love console generations. It's one of my favorite things. Even I'm now in my 40s, and
maybe a little bit of nostalgia with it, though. No, I feel.
Yes, it is definitely nostalgia.
Okay.
Yeah,
just checking.
Yeah, I mean,
just checking.
You shared with me the other day, like you're like, yo, did you not know you could get Alan Wake 2 on Luna for free?
Yeah,
because you're already a Prime member, and I was like, no, thank you for telling me that. And that experience, the gameplay experience was fantastic.
It's getting better. Yeah. So that's the thing. It was such a mockery when that came up in like the 2010s, 2013s. Like there was some services trying to get that to happen already. Like, hey, just make an account with us, pay us $20 a month, and play your video games on our data centers, and we're just streaming the game to you. Infrastructure was not ready for that. Those servers sucked. I remember a couple of them that I tried. They sucked. Then, today, those services like you just said, like Luna, like GeForce Now, like the amount of people I keep hearing talking so greatly about GeForce Now makes me understand that, okay, that time has come. We are ready. It is now at a quality level where, like you said, you can't really detect it's being streamed.
No,
and I know for me, it was the place I didn't expect it was PlayStation 5. When we got our PlayStation 5, it was much later than when it released, because again, like you said, it was a nightmare in 2020 to get one. So we only got it much later, 2024, I think. And so the first thing we did was, of course, let's get PlayStation Plus with the bomb-ass mega premium whatever, so we get access to the whole catalog, because we wanted to, it's a new console. It's exactly what you want to do, right? What's the worst thing about when it was time to grab a new console was you spent all your money on the console and didn't buy any games, so now you're just going to play a demo disc. So, so as an adult,
or there was usually no games out at that time. I mean, like you had maybe 5 to 8 launch titles, and they were usually like the worst versions
and 3 of them were
the games
games
you're ever going to play. Yes, and yes, they were always a sports game, a racing game, a sport, like some type of Madden or FIFA or something like that. Yes, yeah.
And so, like, as an adult now with money, it was funny to be like, oh, finally, here's a PS5. We can experiment and see what it is. And like being able to just like, oh yeah, let's just spend however much it was, like $20 now, and get access to not only games from my childhood, but from my brother's childhood. You know what I mean? It's actually a big catalog. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's try this out. And that's what was my first experience with cloud streaming, because I noticed that some of the classics, you don't run it, right? So they don't emulate it on the console. So their solution is we just cloud stream it to you, right? And I was like, oh, I bet this is going to be shit. My PS5 is not even wired in. This is going to be shit, right?
And it was great?
And it was undetectable. That was the problem. It was undetectable as it being streamed. Like there was no detectable for my human eye, no detectable amount of latency. Visually, there was no artifact. It looked like it was running natively. And that was the first time I was like, oh no, they can do this now.
To me, the biggest thing for me out of all of this, and I think the reason why this conversation even exists today versus in yesteryears, not solely because of the technology, but because the way that video game development works today in 2026, it's so slow. True. So like the development process is so prolonged. And so you don't see as many banger exclusives on the PlayStation console, or even Xbox has been a while anyways, but let's just put them in there. Yeah. Any of the consoles. Nintendo is really the only one, but it's because most all of their games were some type of reskin of like previous, GameCube or Wii or like, and also the graphic fidelity of those games were nowhere near at the cinematic like quality that you would expect
it's their
from
look.
It's
their
first
very,
party,
very established look now. Yeah.
And so now we can actually have the conversation of like, well, would it be just better to have some cloud streaming service? Or, that's why, in my opinion, Steam has become so massive.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why Steam became so massive is because you had all these early access games. Like you're getting I'm a console gamer for life. And Steam was never on my radar until all of a sudden you just kept hearing about all these like really cool, interesting, out of the box style games that were early access Steam games. And that's when I'm like,
that's when you jumped on?
I was like, I gotta check Steam out. Like my console, I don't get any of these cool things. And so, to me, I feel like that's where they won, and the indies as well. Like that, they became like kind of like, this is the place to get the best indies, but also, there were a lot of early access.
It was just indies. The most established platform on the PC. There was no stopping it once it got big.
Yes. Yeah. So
it's if we can take a word out of the great, is it Sean Layden? No, I don't remember who it was, but he's
PlayStation.
No, somebody. Yes, I know. No, but it was someone who said recently there's maybe that they talked about the console wars, and that they said the time now is too late for people to swap, because now it's now a time that has never existed, which is now people have built their libraries, their digital libraries
yes.
that is hooked with your platform, right? There's
Well,
no
that's
getting
what
out of
they-
it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the same with Steam. It's the exact same behavior with Steam, except it was always a monopoly. There was never real big competition besides GOG and now Epic Games. But the problem was consumer facing. Steam was always very pro consumer. The sales were great. Like,
I mean, they made it where you expected games to be like $4.99 all of a sudden. You know, like,
and that happened. It happened way too often, and especially in the
Yes.
beginning of that starting to happening. I remember like the way my library grew when those first sales started happening, like when the memes started happening, like that was like super noticeable. And also it was funny to start noticing how much the people around me were also on Steam. You know what I mean? Like the sales conversation started to become such a topic, like a water cooler topic kind of situation where it would be, oh, have you seen the Steam sale? Oh, I got this on the Steam sale, blah, blah. Like that started, oh, use Steam, like a bunch of people that I knew played games, but like as you said, like some people are console games, some people just don't even mess with PCs. It's not their thing. And so, but suddenly starting to see, oh no, it's actually all these people know about Steam and have Steam and use it and are building their libraries. Like that is a true statement. Like once you, it's I don't know if it's sunk
you don't want to switch.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not sunk cost fallacy, but it's similar in a way that like you can't really get out now. You know what I mean? Like yes, I could totally go to GOG, right? And build a library there. But the money, the investment I would have to make to have at least the games that you have not even Steam, to match, but just to get the stuff that I really would want to play. Nobody can do that, right? So maybe it's a case where you will start seeing, but I feel like people hate this. Like the only way I could start seeing is like you have multiple libraries, right? Where you keep both a Steam and a GOG or maybe an Epic Games library, but like actively instead of just going there to get your free games. But I think that's exactly what people don't like. People like to have stuff. I think that's why Steam is so popular, because you started having stuff in one place, and then all the other stuff was like, oh, we can go to this one place, and then you suddenly had games, but you also had mods living in Steam with the community workshop, and you started having all these features. Kind of
just the community stuff is great as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the way that Steam gamified everything, you know, in terms of they took what, and I don't know if they did it first. I don't know. You would know better than I would. But in terms of like trophies and achievements and like all of the things like
achievements.
I think
maybe
Xbox was
me,
first,
but I think Xbox was first in that, like building a platform for achievements.
I feel
that
like
would be, I think Steam came after.
I know they were before PlayStation, because PlayStation took that from Xbox and was like, hey, we don't have achievements, we have trophies. So I was gonna ask. I had one question I was gonna ask you, but I don't remember what it was, or maybe it was a specific point. But I am curious. You brought it up in terms of like the sales on Steam and things like that. And this is a whole nother topic that we were not expecting to get into.
This is just
and
what
we
happens.
have to get into for very long. But do you ultimately feel like Steam and Game Pass are somewhat to blame for the devaluing of the games industry at large? And I would also throw mobile games into that as well, but look, it's like all the free to play stuff, because we weren't going to go into it, but like, well, actually, no, I do have it on here as a news story in terms of the physical game sales hitting an all-time low. In the US. Like
that's gonna happen.
It's crazy to me that, like, you know, and you always see like the top game charts and everything, and it's like Fortnite's always freaking number one, like FIFA, like in terms of time spent in the games and things like that. It's like the same games that came out a decade ago, are some of the top games. And the only time that you see a new game is like this month right now, we would see Resident Evil Requiem, because it's like a new banger, you know, but it'll quickly like fall off and not be in the top 10, you know, until maybe the end of the year or something like that. It's like a end of year. But yeah, so what do you think about that in terms of Steam and Game Pass? Are they would they take the brunt of the blame of making it where it's like, yeah, I'll just wait for it till it's on sale or till it's on Game Pass. I'm not going to buy it right now.
I mean,
they certainly have for me, by the way. I definitely,
sometimes
it's got to be like oh shit, this game is all I see when I open Twitter. I got to play it now. That's
100%.
That's really the only time I buy games now.
Yeah. That happens a lot. But I think, well, if for that question, I can answer with, have I done that? Yes, 100%. I have. Have I not spent $60 on a game that I actually wanted to play because it was on Game Pass or available somewhere? Yeah. Yes, I have totally done that.
It'll be on Game Pass like a month or two from now.
But I have a counter, Your Honor.
Okay.
At the same time, I am also an example, because this has happened to me, of the contrary, where I have started playing a game on Game Pass, liked it so much and played it so much on Game Pass that just it's funny, just the thought of not having access to it. Also because the Xbox Game Pass, the Xbox app let's be honest here, kind of sucks compared to Steam, but I know the argument. But still, and that got me thinking, maybe I should buy this game. And that's exactly what I did. I bought it on Steam. I bought it on a Steam sale though. But I still bought it. I still gave that money to the developer. Yeah, because you're like, oh, it's $5.99 on Steam. Yeah, of course. But that's
cheap. That's cheaper than like a burger right now.
Exactly. But in that way, I know that like no matter what happens with the Game Pass, if my subscription lapses or if I like financially cannot afford to keep it, which has happened, I've had to cancel Game Pass.
Oh well, I mean that was one of the bad things in terms of Phil Spencer's tenure, hiking all the console and Game Pass prices up. So.
But it's something that like I actually did the opposite, where I was like, no, I'm actually, and that happened to actually two games that I can think of where I played them on Game Pass, liked it so much that I both wanted to support the developer and also Grant wanted to grab my own copy, right? That I wouldn't need to be dependent on a subscription, right? Because that happened to me with PlayStation Plus when I was a PS4 hardcore user back in the day. I played a lot of it. Bloodborne came out.
PS4 was the shit. It had so many great games.
Yeah, I played not when it came out. When I played Bloodborne, it was already included in the PlayStation Plus subscription thing. I believe that. Because it must be, or it was given with those as a free game on that month. Because I can see that game. I have vivid memories of playing that game on a PS4. See it in my library with that little PlayStation Plus icon, and it says I don't own it, and I could have sworn that I have a copy. I've bought a copy of that game, but apparently not. It was a PlayStation Plus game. As soon as that subscription lapsed, I was not able to play Bloodborne if I wanted to.
No more Bloodborne.
So and that's the thing. And so there were two games that I found on Game Pass, loved, and then went and bought them to make sure I have them. And
on a Steam sale.
That was on Steam. One of them wasn't. One of them was full price. You may have heard of this game before. I may have talked a little bit about it. It's called RoboQuest.
Yes,
that was one of them.
You talked about that.
And the other one was Slay the Spire. Like I started playing Slay the Spire because my brother played it a lot and told me what a great game it was. And I saw it on Game Pass. I saw it on Game Pass and I was like, oh, fantastic. Yeah. It's on Game Pass. I'll try it out right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, actually, love that game. The game is fantastic. Of course, I wanted to just make sure I had a copy, so I bought it. So I don't know. I think yes, in a way, because a lot of these deals that happen that we have no idea the amounts, we have no idea what the impact was because those numbers are not shared, right? We don't know. We know one thing. We know that I believe there was there was a snippet or something that was said where Microsoft said something along the lines of, with Game Pass, that are deals that are good for us and that are deals that are good for the publishers or the developers, right? Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. That's exactly how I took it, and I think that seems fairly accurate because not every game is the same. You're not gonna pay the same for Abiotic Factor to be on Game Pass, which is a fantastic game, right? But I bet the money that is necessary to nail that down for Abiotic Factor, which is a great game already, in comparison to Hollow Knight Silk Song. You know what I mean? Like the numbers game there differs drastically, probably, right? And we don't know those numbers.
I would assume, like, and especially, I mean, I know those are two indie games. Hollow Knights, it's weird. It's like, is that an indie still? But I guess it is still classified as
it's an indie game made by 3 people that broke 3 storefronts. It's an indie game.
That's crazy.
See, that's the power.
Yes. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I like the analogy or the comparison.
I'll answer your question. I'll actually answer your question with
okay.
an answer that has nothing to do with what you expected. Actually, to who is to blame for that devaluation is actually the AAA companies who are making incredibly bad bets and keep doubling down and trying to steal exactly what you said. They want to steal those Fortnite hours. They just loved if they could grab you and squeeze you out of those Fortnite hours.
Now it's those Roblox hours, I think. I thought for the longest it was Fortnite, but now Roblox is just like printing money. They're talking about that's going to be like a $1 trillion game company. I'm like, this is
not surprised.
Insane.
It's a mill. But that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? That's where the devaluation comes from. That's where all of that bullshit comes from. Because you look at,
I would agree. It's all of the it's like all of the factors combined have come together to make it where, the games industry is in like one of the, like most troubling places that it's been, probably since I would say the 80s.
But I would say it's the AAA, the heavily invested AAA part of the industry, the hardware part of the industry, the big platforms part, the Sonys, the Microsofts. But if we look at the indie scene, and if we look at last year, for example, where were all the awards go from? Oh, where did they all go to? To indies. The year before, you had a majority of indies winning awards. Like the great games that are coming out year after year after year and more are the indies, the Blue Princes, the Cairn, all of these
Expedition
massive
33. I mean, like swept it up last year.
Expedition 33 peak, dude. There's so many. That's the thing, and they keep making. We keep having more indie developers. We keep having people shed from big corporations who then say exactly the thing that so many of them say. I have kind of lost myself in like the factoriness of working at this scale in this industry where it's supposed to be fun. And now I kind of just want to go back to working with a couple of friends and finding and building something that's fun. Look at Big Walk, right? Like Big Walk to me, it's such a great example of that. It's another indie game from an established indie developer. And it's such a simple premise. Yet every time I look at it, I'm like, that looks like fun. Like, I want to fuck around with my friends there. Like that, you made a world, it's fun, let's go. Does it need to be more complicated than that? Sometimes it doesn't.
No. And I think that's usually the problem is people complicate things to a degree that like this didn't need to be this complicated or this didn't need to have this level of graphical polish. It's
I literally said that, and I know we're talking about this later, but I literally said that to my buddy. I said, Resident Evil 9 looks so good graphically. Games don't need to look better than this. We've achieved it, guys. No. Close it the fuck down. We can stay at this. Like, if there's a level we want to hit, this can be it. We don't need to keep going. I don't need a 60-40 or a 60-90. This is okay. No. The game looks fantastic.
Well, think about Capcom is on a generational run right now. I mean, they have been crushing it since Resident Evil 7, what was that, 2016, I believe?
Yes, I think so. My memory doesn't fail me.
Because I remember where I lived and I had the PSVR and I played Resident Evil Village in PSVR and it was like the scariest thing ever. So that's a decade. We are on a decade now.
Capcom, there was a little bit of a turbulence with Monster Hunter Wilds.
Resident Evil 3 wasn't like the remake of Resident Evil 3 wasn't as well received as 2.
But if we see it on a curve, there was a little bit of a dip, but they're right back. They went right back up it. They didn't even stop. So they're on a generational run for sure. What were we talking about?
I mean, I think that's a pretty good natural transition into even though we have other news stories, but I mean, unless you want to talk about them. If there's any, or if we want to just get into what we've been playing, I'm totally fine with that.
Hey, whatever you want. Whatever you want. What are you feeling? What do you want? There's something else you want to discuss that we haven't touched. We haven't touched everything.
No. I mean, most of these. Well, I know for you, like Sony giving Bluepoint the axe is a shot to your heart, just because, but mainly because of the conversations around the fact that they were like proposing to do the Bloodborne remake, and according to news outlets, From Software is actually the studio that shut them down and said like, no, we don't want to do that. So, but I'm like, is that?
I believe that's for a very specific reason. You know,
Demon Souls was great.
No, Demon Souls remake was, in my opinion, fantastic. Yeah, really well. Like okay, I'll put it to you this way: if tomorrow it was announced that and Bluepoint was still a thing, they didn't get the axe, and if it was announced that they're making a Bloodborne remake tomorrow, I would be very happy. I knew it
would be amazing.
I would know the result would be a well-built remake that I would expect the Demon Souls quality bar. And if that was the bar they hit, I think me and a large majority of the internet would be very happy. Right?
Yes, I agree.
That said, we know that From wants to be, maybe Miyazaki specifically, but this is not something they want to hand off. You know what I mean? If this ever happens, it needs to happen in-house. And in order to happen in-house, they need to be free to do it. They need to have the time, and they need to want to do it. So
they need to want to do it, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yes.
I don't see them wanting to do it, because it's like, why go back to?
Here's the thing. This is just. Oh God, I'm so sorry that we got into this. Because this is just.
I mean, you are the From Software, like,
I'm a weirdo. I'm one of those sickos. There is one thing that does give me hope that someday that could still happen inside of From Software's house, which is for the first time, I think, or at least in this this run that From Software has since the Demon Souls days, Miyazaki has always been involved, right? Mm-hmm. And if from reporting and news articles, Night Rain, which was the multiplayer, spin-off of Elden Ring, that was apparently handled by a team within From Software that was dedicated to Night Rain, while stuff was still being worked on by the rest of the team. That's kind of how I understood it, right? So what that tells me is maybe that Miyazaki could open the hand if it was run like that.
He's loosening the reins up is what he's doing.
In a way, right? Because it's still within his realm. It would still be within his studio, just maybe would not. What I'm saying is it would still free him up to do whatever he is doing, probably, right? We know now it's Dusk Bloods, but we know they probably have something else in the works, pre-production probably. Why not? Why would you not have From Software working on new stuff all the time, right? As long as they want to. So that's exactly what I think is probably what kept pulling them towards
From
not
Software
coming back to this.
Is independent, correct?
No, they're owned by. They're owned by a Japanese company that I can never remember the name. That owns a lot of anime as well, and a lot of anime IP, I believe. Katakawa. I think it's Katakawa. Is it not Katakawa?
I was always so surprised.
I might be wrong.
I'm
so sorry.
From didn't like.
No, they're
I always thought they would get
company.
bought out, but
I think Sony would have probably love
would
that.
Have loved that.
I don't think that's that it
on the
will
table?
happen or on the table for now. I don't know. I'm not so sure, but I think they would love to have to buy From Software from Kataka, but because they heavily invested in. I believe they heavily invested recently in Kataka. I'm probably saying the name wrong, but it's this Japanese company that owns both a large sum of anime IP and also From. And so Sony recently invested heavily in them. And so I believe they gained some control over some anime IP. And people were just asking, well, what about From Software? Does that mean they also have any sort of, hand? But
I'm so surprised that they have not done that by now. I mean, like we were living in a world where there were so many acquisitions that were happening from 2018 till 2023-ish. And now it just it just stopped. Which I mean, it makes sense because you probably then had so many bloated teams, studios with that you couldn't actually wrangle all of them. By the way, final point on the Phil Spencer and all of that. That I'm bringing it back full circle.
It's all good. It's all good.
What I want to see,
yes,
from Asha Sharma.
Okay.
If Asha Sharma does these few things, she's a winner in my book.
Okay.
Number one, just do not cancel State of Decay 3.
Oh, that's a big one
if you cancel
for you,
State of Decay 3, you're an automatic loser.
Yeah.
She's dead to me, dead to me, dead to me.
Xbox is done.
If I can figure out a way to uncouple Windows PC with my PC, I'm doing it. So yeah, that's number one.
I know, that's a big one for you. Okay.
But number two is the first order of business that she should be doing right now is heading over to Bethesda.
Okay.
Having a little sit down with Uncle Todd.
Okay.
And saying, Uncle Todd, there's no more of this chicanery. We are not doing, there's no more of whatever games you're thinking about making. Okay. All you're making now, you are a Fallout.
Oh, hell yeah.
And an Elder Scrolls
house
farm. You're just farming all day long. And all these other little, hey, Arcane Austin, we closed y'all down, but we're bringing y'all back.
Exactly.
And you know what y'all are going to do? You're going to make Fallout games.
Hell yeah.
You know, like
that's all we want.
To me, that I know like Obsidian, hey, you're making Fallout games. Sorry, no more Outer Worlds or whatever, the like little side project you got to do. Sorry to anybody that likes Outer Worlds.
Hey, apparently it's a good game.
Yeah, it does look good, but I'm like,
you want Fallout? Just say that. Just say that. You want Fallout? And you want Elden Ring game? Elden.
We are gonna go Elder Scrolls. Yes, we are gonna go minimum 1.5 decades. It's probably going to be 2 decades before we get a new Fallout game.
Oh, don't put it that way.
That's how it is. 2 decades. Could you imagine how bad that has been fumbled?
So,
I don't count 76. I'm not counting 76.
No. So I would play a new Fallout when I'm 60?
No. 2 decades, 2015, 2035.
Wait. 2 decades, 20 years. Right?
Well, yeah, but you're not.
I'm 40 now, almost. I'm a year off, so I'll be 60. I'll be 59.
Well, we're only 9 years away from 2035. That's what I'm saying. Because Fallout 4 came out in 2015.
Yes.
And so Fallout 5, 2035.
That year doesn't exist.
That is the travesty of Phil Spencer's reign. It's
there. That we don't have a Fallout 5.
It's because he was like, and I can relate, but Phil was probably too nice. He was like, no, Todd, you do what you want to do.
Yeah, Todd, go do Starfield.
That's so great. That's so great for you. No, Todd, you're gonna fucking do Fallout, and that's all you're gonna do. Yeah, that's what Phil should have said. And if Asha Sharma goes in and says that.
Do you want better? Do you want better? She's just going to come out and say, you know what? Fuck y'all. Fallout New Vegas too.
Exactly. Yes. Obsidian.
Internet's going to be like, oh my God.
Yes. Obsidian's going to be getting on it. So, okay.
Don't say that
final thoughts on all the Phil Spencer stuff. But all right, let's get into what have you been playing lately, Andre?
So, I've been having a long-standing affair with Arc Raiders, as you know, since launch. I would say that is still my main.
I feel like Arc Raiders has like gotten into like Destiny territory for you in terms of like your playtime and like your like in the
know,
like in the
yes, definitely. It's been kind of all encompassing.
Yes,
it's I think actually. Can we talk a little bit about Arc Raiders real quick? Because we haven't talked about Arc Raiders. I don't know if you've actually played it yet.
I've never played Arc Raiders.
So
it's on my like list of games where I'm like, oh, this intrigues me. Okay, it looks cool.
For anybody watching this at any point, I know how kind of Arc Raiders is established already. So I'm sorry, but since Justin hasn't played,
no,
I think only you'll understand this because we have one common ground here that maybe people at home don't know, but we're going to share. We are big fans of the first Last of Us, right? And
Yes.
and in tandem with that, something that a lot of people maybe don't know is that the first Last of Us game had multiplayer. And that
did.
multiplayer game was surprisingly really well put and a lot of fun. And I played that shit for years after the game came out. So big fan of Last of Us Factions. And Justin, I know I said this to you very early on in the Arc Raiders lifestyle that I
do remember
said
this,
it
yes.
reminded me of Factions.
Yes.
And I still can't pinpoint what it is, but here's what I'm going to tell you that keeps bringing me back to Arc Raiders. Okay.
Okay.
So it's an extraction shooter, right?
Yes. What that means?
It means you go in a match, you grab stuff and fight, and then you're supposed to get out alive.
It's like Helldivers.
It's kind of like Helldivers in a way. You're supposed to get out alive, right?
Which I did love Helldivers too.
Yes. So it's very similar to that, except you have an inventory and you keep stuff. And Helldivers, you don't, It's the same deal. Let's think of it as the same deal, but with an inventory. And when you come out, you bring that stuff out, and that's the plan. And there's PvP, which,
that's cool.
You don't fight other... you don't usually fight other players in Helldivers, but here we do.
You can kill them.
Yeah,
a lot.
but it's not so
not on purpose.
I don't know what it is, but man, these Embark made a world, like an all-encompassing world that for some reason to me is very unique and very unlike a lot of stuff that I've played. And it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's not one thing. It's subtle things that they've put in their world, to me, makes it feel alive, I guess. And it keeps bringing.
I've seen some of your clips. Like, it seems like a game that is an absolute blast to play with your friends.
Yes, absolute blast. It can also be a downer because you can. It's an extraction shooter. PvP part is you might die a lot. Happens. Sometimes we end the night on the bad run and the boys go home crying. But
if it had
that's not
zombies,
what I mean. That's not what I mean.
I would be in it. Like because when you go back to Factions, like
Factions was
not
just
obviously
PvP. Yeah.
Factions was fantastic. That world was amazing. And then when we kept getting those glimpses and hints and not even hints, actual, like, this game is being made for The Last of Us Part 2, like the multiplayer within that Last of Us Part 2 engine. Because say what you will about The Last of Us Part 2, the gameplay was top notch. It was phenomenal. It was so much fun playing that game.
If people haven't played, if people have The Last of Us Part 2 remastered and they haven't played that roguelite mode where it's literally
I haven't played that. I need to.
It's a great example of, again, it's like Factions in the sense that, like, here's the gameplay aspect of the game only, and we're going to put you in a bunch of fun situations. In that case of I don't know what it's called, that mode in part 2, but it's a lot of fun. It's exactly the same thing. It's the core gameplay, combat gameplay, and stealth gameplay of the main game, but it's just in it's a playground. You know what I mean? They throw you invisible enemies sometimes. It's wacky. But it's fun. But the thing,
it looks great.
The thing, Justin, is that it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, Justin. It's just not one thing. The audio design, like the sounds in the game, the sounds, the arc make, the robots, the way they fly, and the whole like physics that they use to fly. And when you shoot a rotor off, it's so realistic and it's so well made, the world in itself and the enemies and everything, that to me, that's the pull. That it keeps, I keep wanting to go back into it. And when I play alone, I play a lot with my friends, but when I play alone, I don't know if you've heard, but so Arc Raiders has what is called aggression-based matchmaking, which I don't know if it's an official term. It's something the internet, I think, came up with, but that's kind of what it
sounds like
is.
A very technical systems name.
It just means that if you're an asshole and shoot people on sight, it will take that as you want more PvP, so we will put you in lobby matches
more of those
with
situations.
other people that are like you. And if you go into a raid and you use your emotes to say don't shoot, and you don't shoot other players, and you might even help someone by shooting the arc that is attacking them, the game will take that as, okay, you're a friendly player. Maybe you want to be put into matches with a bigger number of players like you. Not 100%. It's a big point. I mean,
that's pretty impressive if they can do that.
It's very impressive. And so they can do that. And so the way it's been a two-faced game for me. Because when I play with my buddies, it's that PvP slugfest of either we kill or we die, and we keep going and we keep going, and it's fun. Yeah. When it's alone, it becomes this exploration, looting game where you're kind of skulking around and sometimes making unweary friends, and it takes on a whole different aspect to it. But to be honest, the reason why I keep going to it is there's no other world like it in games right now that I can like the details such as like the character animation. Everything is so fluid and so natural, and the way the animations chain into each other, and there's just such a care in a lot of the aspects and systems of that game that it really feels like a passion project that has been given a lot of thought and attention. You know what I mean? Like there's a cohesiveness to it when you're just like playing moment to moment. To me, that is just, that's what keeps bringing me back. There's no one thing, you know what I mean? Like I just kind of want to be in our creators all the time. Like it's fun, even playing it alone and not having a lot of PvP because I'm a friendly guy. But then going on to PvP, slugfest with my boys for hours, where sometimes it's hours of losing, but it's still a lot of fun. That game has it's an amalgamation of systems that all work together in tandem, and it's just it's just a real good cookie. It's just like
No, I mean, every time I've watched any of your videos about Arc Raiders, or if the video's not anything about Arc Raiders, but you're showing gameplay of Arc Raiders, I've always been intrigued. It's definitely a game. Every time I look at it, I'm like, man, this looks like it could be fun. I would want to play with people that I think I know, either like very like close friends. I have a buddy. He came into town. We went out to dinner a couple weekends ago, and I was like, so what have you been playing lately? Because he goes hard. Okay. When he finds a game similar to you in terms of like, yes, he's not just like, yeah, I play it like a couple hours. No. It's like, I'm all in. And he's been playing Arc Raiders and absolutely loves it. And he's like, it's the only game I play now. So it is one of those ones I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice that I haven't even attempted to play it. Like I almost wish it would have like some free gameplay weekend, so that way I could test it out and just see what that environment and world looks like.
That's how it all got us.
Oh, I know. Yes.
It was the free beta weekends and we jumped in and it was like, oh God, this this is not expecting anything. Like I've kind of been off the extraction shooter train since I left Tarkov a long while ago. Yes. And so I was like, not even expecting to get into it. You know what I mean? But then people kept hounding me. Like, it's really good. It's really good. You should try it. And I was like, all right, free beta weekend. What I got to lose? Yeah. And it sunk his hooks in me in a way that
you're like, I can't get out.
It's what we keep saying. It's what we keep talking about, how sometimes there's not been that game in a long ass time that kind of just grabs you, right?
Yep.
This was one of those few that just took me by storm. It's a lot of fun. Still is. I've been loving all the updates. I've been loving all the stuff that they've been doing. I was just playing today with a couple of buddies because we that's the thing. Look, I did the reset. I went on my expedition. I resetted my character. I lost everything on purpose. I chose that. That's how invested I am.
You lost you don't get it back?
No, it's you reset your character to gain some permanent buffs and stuff like that, and cosmetics and whatnot. It's like it's fun because that's how much I like to play. Just the aspect of gameplay of playing this game is that me and my buddy we both reset. We were playing today and we're like, man, it's so much fun to have quests to do again. Like just having instead of, because once we were done with the quests, it was either one or two things. You go in and you loot a bunch, or you go in looking for a fight, right? And as more than one person, right? That's like usually if you're playing with people, I think it's harder to get into being friendly with other players. It's very much a shoot first on site kind of deal when it's more than one person, right? That's at least how we play. Maybe we're the aggressive ones. I don't know. But it's just having quests again, and we've already done these quests. We know them. They've changed a little bit. They've updated some.
Yeah.
Small changes, but we still know them. We still remember them. And even then, it is still fun to have that extra bit of motivation to just go into the match, go into the map, and go into that area. And you know what I mean? Like,
okay,
it's
how much? It's
like $40, dude. It's $40.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'll wait for it on Steam sale.
Yeah, do it. I listen. As long as you get in, I think it's fine.
Well, it's cross-platform as well, correct?
It is. Yeah. You can get it on PS5 and play with me as well,
and play with the PC folks.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I don't know how. If you would get murdered if you were on.
Maybe. I have not played it on
keyboard?
controller. Yes, I've not tested it on the controller yet. It's too much. It is third person, but aiming is such a big part of it that I do prefer. To the point where one of the big complaints about Arc Raiders from the console players is actually, can you please add keyboard and mouse support to the PS5 and Xbox?
To the PS5? Oh,
yeah, because people want to play this with the mouse, because I totally understand. Like, it's an aim-heavy game. You got to aim. That's the whole deal. If you don't know, or if you can't aim properly, you're going to have a bad time. So I would want
to turn off cross-platform if I got it on PS5. I'd be like,
if you're playing solo and trying to have a good time and just like maybe
turn it off.
Yeah. Turn it off and just play with the PlayStation boys. You probably get a bunch of friendly people and just are able to take the sights in and explore. Maybe you fight some big.
My buddy plays
together.
on PS5, so
yeah.
I mean, but I want to play with. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, but you can, because it will allow you can play with both. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Arc Raiders.
Okay, Arc Raiders moment is over. I will continue singing its praises. Probably.
You're like, got it out.
Yeah, I got it out of my system. It's good. What else have I been playing? Well, it's. I don't know if I want to get into Resident Evil now, because I feel like there's something else I want to talk about that I forgot. And I know I should have.
You got to get into Resident Evil, man. Come on.
I know. I don't want to. I want to.
Well, obviously no spoilers.
No spoilers, but also try not to give the game away. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. I'll start by saying this. I heard complaints that the game was too short.
Who is complaining about Resident Evil?
Just that it's too short. That the complete the game, the main story is too short. I don't know what those folks are talking about, because I've taken 20 hours so far, and I think I'm at the last third. I'm at like the third act. So, and it took me 20 hours. 20 IRL hours. I don't know my in-game clock. You know what I mean? Like within the actual game, Steam says 20 something hours. I probably left it running in the menu for like that tends to happen. You get up, you go, and ADHD, go outside, play with your dog, and the game's still running. So, but it's definitely not been the 10 hours that they've been hearing.
I heard the 10-hour stuff, and I'm like, who is beating this in 10 hours? Like a speedrunner, maybe.
Okay, see, that's the thing. I didn't want to get into. I'm not going to get into specifics, but let's say that. Okay, so Resident Evil 9 is 2 games in one, right? So it's 2 games in one.
By the way, I have been playing it.
I know.
Just so you know.
Oh, you have?
So I've been playing it as well. Yes, I've been playing as well.
Okay, let's just do this real quick. Can you tell me?
Spoiler
free. Okay, actually, no. Tell me this. Who are you playing as?
I can tell you exactly what's happening right now in terms of like I'm in the extended grace play period. I've only played about 7.5 hours.
So you're in the first extended one. Okay, perfect.
Yes, I'm in the first extended one.
So yeah, Resident Evil is kind of 2 games in one, in the sense that when you play as Grace, it's Resident Evil 7 and 8. It's actually
survival horror at its finest in terms of being tense and like you're just like
the thing. I have some qualms. Yes, it is.
All ears.
Yes, it is. It is definitely way more. It's beginning of Resident Evil 7, right? If you've played 7. The first few hours of 7 are, to me, the scariest ones, right? It's the ones where you feel the most powerless, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just straight up very scary, right? I feel like the initial
that game was terrifying in VR. That was this most. I mean, like I don't think I ever finished Resident Evil 7, but I remember the opening sections.
God. Yeah.
Playing that in VR with like at the table and he stabs the knife in like your hand and then the cop gets stabbed through the eye in the garage or whatever. And in VR, it was terrifying.
Yes.
I would have wanted that game to be 4 hours long. That's what I would have wanted.
Yeah, I know. So that's Grace. That's Grace to a T, right? And then Leon gameplay is ripped. Are
you doing first person, by the way?
I'm doing whatever they want.
Grace?
So I'm doing first person for Grace, third person for Leon. So Leon is straight up ripped out of Resident Evil 4 remake with a bunch more shit added in, like the tomahawk and like to me. I don't know if you agree, but to me, the Leon gameplay, it's literally Resident Evil 4 remake. And they just went like, oh, we can make this even more action and even more bombastic and with even more cool moments. Because there's been shit that's been happening throughout this game that keeps bringing me back to Resident Evil 4. And I don't know, have you played Resident Evil 4, either the original or the remake?
I beat the original.
Okay.
I have not beaten the remake.
Do you remember how it felt to be playing Resident Evil 4 and feeling like this game sometimes is so silly, but so creative with the bullshit it puts you through? Like, there's the giant robot part. Remember, where there's a giant Salazar following you as he's a big stone robot, and you're just smashing and running towards the camera. It looks like Crash Bandicoot almost. Like that's Resident Evil 4.
Was it in the
original? It's not in the remake. It's actually taken out of the remake. It's in the original.
It did.
I believe there's a Indiana Jones boulder moment. There's just some.
I do remember the boulder moment, but again, I haven't. When I beat this was on a PS2.
Same.
And this was in 2000 and...
Oh, yeah. And long time ago.
4, 5? 5? I think this was like 2005.
Maybe, no. I don't know.
Yeah, this was a good 2 decades ago.
But do you remember that feeling while playing that game where it's like, it's a really fun game?
I feel like this is actually closer to 5 to me in terms of the action. Yeah.
Oh, I have not played a lot of 5, so I don't have a
in action alone. Like honestly, or even some elements of 6.
Really?
Like I feel like.
So is this just
for me?
Would you say? Because I don't have that context.
Yes.
Would you say? I've been hearing this a lot. Would you say that this is kind of like just a Resident Evil top hits,
greatest hits?
Yes. Would you say?
Yes, this is this is Resident Evil greatest hits. Like even, and I have to preface this. I'm playing Grace. I'm playing everything in third person.
Okay.
I was like, I get that that's what they wanted in terms of Capcom. They wanted this to be in first person, but I was like, no. I want the full old school Resident Evil third person over the shoulder experience for my entire playthrough.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go to first person the second playthrough with Grace. I don't know, but I'm enjoying the third person.
You should give it I think a second playthrough, you should try it.
Yeah.
It takes on a whole other angle, especially on the scary parts.
It's already scary as hell with Grace, period, in third person. I'm just like, yeah, there's been so many moments where I freak out. It's been a lot of fun because I've been playing it and I've been streaming it through Discord, and my mom has joined me to watch the gameplay, and that has been it's been such a blast.
You can kind of watch this game as a movie, 100%.
Yes, it is definitely a movie. And your point earlier about holy hell, like the game is just stunningly beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Again, games don't need to look better. This is fantastic. I think we've hit
this
right.
Yes.
If games look like this for the rest of time, not mad whatsoever. And every perform game as well as this one does, by the way. Yeah, that's also important.
I'm playing on PS5. You're playing on Steam.
I'm playing on PC.
Correct?
It hits
PC.
144 frames per second because my monitor is 144
Yeah, yours probably
frames.
looks buttery smooth and like amazing.
It looks buttery smooth. I've barely touched the graphical settings, and it did an auto detect thing at the beginning. And when I went to check, I was afraid it would be like, oh, it's going to be all on low and medium. Not really. So I barely had to touch it. Game looks amazing, has been running flawlessly. I mean, it's RE engine, so I've had 0 crashes, and just I get a there's a one specific, like sometimes I have a little bit of a frame dip, but it is so inconsequential, and it happens like it's not an ongoing thing. It happens.
It's probably
so
when
sporadically.
it's some kind of crazy Leon
Not even.
kill,
It's
right?
mostly on Grace. Actually.
Oh, no?
Yeah. I think it might be just
wow.
so weird. It's fine. It's totally fine. Behaves super well. And I mean, I'm past where you are.
I do have to go back. I want to hear the qualms. I don't know if I stopped you in the qualms because I'm very curious.
It's the length. That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like this. Okay.
You feel like it's too short?
No, I actually don't. Am I playing it wrong? Maybe. I don't know. That's actually a point that I may make here, trying not to be so spoilery, but
yeah, no spoilers
so
because
far,
we can. I do want to have a spoiler-free discussion.
Yeah, of course, 100%, and I totally get that. That's why I didn't watch gameplay before I played it. Totally understand it.
Oh, I've watched so many reviews.
No, I didn't touch anything. I knew I was jumping in.
I had to.
But I feel like I've not been rushing through this game, but but I've been playing it as I play almost all Resident Evils, whatever one. Like from OG RE1 to now, I take my time. I always take my time. I check every room.
Yeah.
I
loot every room,
corner.
pick
back.
all them locks.
There, especially in more recent Resident Evil games, sometimes they're segmented, and so it's like I don't want to go to the next section if I left something. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to clear. I want to check
everything. All them boxes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so I kind of did this with this game as well. Now, and maybe that's why I'm taking longer than apparently the average playthrough. Now, that might also be a fault.
I think it's been amazing. For me.
Okay. So we're going to shelve this conversation for now. This bit where I said that I may be playing this game wrong. We're going to shelve this conversation until you're at a further point or finish the game, whatever. Whenever we talk next, we're going to make a note.
You write it down. You better write it down. You will forget this.
I will
better write it down now.
Let's talk about
I'm so interested in like
RE9 wrong. Yeah, but no, I don't want to get into it now because it's going to be a spoiler for you.
Well, I can just tell you this. I am playing the exact same way in terms of, I mean, it is the Metroidvania style where I'm going back, I'm backtracking all over the place, you know. Yes, a lot.
A lot of backtracking. Classic Resident Evil move, a lot of backtracking.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, to me, which I know everybody's saying it's like RE2 and RE4, I feel like it's more RE1 to me.
Oh, where you're at right now, the Road Hills Chronic Center.
The Chronic Hills Roads or Chronic whatever.
Road Hill Chronic Center, the RHCC.
I have my
Gaming Adventures, hell yeah.
Gaming Adventures journal now.
Hell yeah.
And so I've been writing notes down as I played, but yeah, it's the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
Yeah.
And I just wrote, it's basically the RE1 mansion.
Exactly.
All over again.
It's a reimagination. It's so much fun.
Yes.
Like finally understanding our way around, like that process, which is what we went through in the RE1 mansion, RE2 RPD, like that initial process of starting to map it out in your head and understanding where it all connects. And suddenly after playing for like 5 hours, you're like, shit, I know my way around. And where
did I leave those zombies that I didn't kill because I don't have enough ammo? Like,
yes.
where, you know?
And understanding the pathways and thinking about, oh, wait a minute, if I bring this with me, to do this, I can kind of double dip. And on my way back, I can grab this and craft this. You know what I mean? Like just planning out routes. And when you I love when you get to that point in Resident Evil games where it's like, I know the map for this section at least.
Yes.
I know the map.
Yes.
And now I'm starting to go kind of like you're doing the backtracking, but then you're kind of playing the game itself, as in at least that's what I do. I'm min-maxing my backtracking. It's just, I don't know. I find that fun.
Oh, of course.
I find that fun. Being effective in a Resident Evil game for some reason, I find that fun. And when I waste something, I feel so bad.
Same.
I was playing here And I was playing through that Grace section, and I was just very focused, super locked in. And my brother came like right here, and I didn't see him, and he scared me. And I fucking just went, ah! and I just mashed my keyboard and pressed Q. So I used my last stim. I used my last heal. And I was so upset.
That does piss me off that like Capcom didn't build it into like the gameplay systems of when you're already full health that it doesn't do anything. It uses it. Oh no.
That's so smart. I didn't even think of that. Of course they could do that.
Yes. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I feel like most every game does that, but I also think it does add an extra layer of like, you got to be mindful of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I will say that's also why.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you just go back to the typewriter and you say load save.
So here's the problem, Justin. I thought I was a big
are you going
boy,
old?
And I went old school with Grace. So I have been using
you were doing
ribbons. And let me tell you,
wow.
Let me tell you, after playing recent Resident Evils for these past few years, which all benefit from a very nice checkpoint and autosave system, to then going back to ink ribbons, I made so much progress. I played for like 3 hours, and I made so much progress.
When was this? Was this today?
No, this was a couple days.
I've been tracking your Steam hours.
I haven't played it all today. So
over the weekend, I was so surprised because you didn't play much on the weekend.
No,
but
I didn't have time.
On whatever day it was, Monday or something, I was like, damn, Andre went hard.
It was yesterday that I stayed up until like 4 a.m. or something.
It was. You were up when I was up at night. I almost pinged you because I was like, "Are you still?" Because I knew you were playing. I knew you were playing the game because I could see like the trophies or the achievements on Steam like pop and it has like a timestamp.
It's that game. It's that kind of game. It was 4 a.m. when I noticed. I was so into it. I was so zoned in. That it was like, oh shit, I gotta go to bed. I don't want to. I would have stayed and played like until the end because I think I'm close.
Yes.
But I didn't know I was responsible. But yeah, it's really grabbing me. It's all I kind of want to go back to. It's like I have stuff I need to do. Like there's some stuff I want to work on, like side projects. No, just side projects. And like, I'm not doing it because I want to beat this game so I can be done with it. Because I can't do anything while I'm thinking about this fucking game.
No, it's been very difficult for me to end the play times that I get with the game. And I'm trying to be I got to be the responsible adult, but don't want to be that.
It's funny because I thought this game is perfect in the sense that like it has such natural stopping points. Like when you swap perspectives or whatever.
Switch,
but I think it grabs me like a good show. It's like as soon as that part starts, I'm like, I can't really stop now. I got to see what happens next. Exactly. So so while having these points, I'm still like, I don't think they're effective because the game is too good. And so you want to keep going. Oh God. Especially when
the
you
game
swap.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I
am missing Leon right now. I will say that because again, I'm just like
of course,
because the opening parts of the game, it's so rapidly going back and forth between the two characters.
To show you, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do a little bit of this,
and
a little bit of this. Now here you go.
I will say that that opening, and this is not a spoiler.
No, it's you do
section,
that
in terms of minutes, when you transfer over to Leon in the beginning of the game, and you're walking through the Renwood City or whatever,
through people, like there's actual people. That shocked me a little bit. I was like, I'm suddenly in a Resident Evil situation, and there's live people running past me, normal folks. That was really well like directed. I guess
so good.
You could say.
I want that as like. That's what I want my zombie game from Naughty Dog. I'm like, where Naughty Dog, get on your shit. Like,
no, I don't think they could do it. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is for something like this to work. Like I think how you're imagining it, it needs to be heavily directed. So you would.
Oh, of course. I don't need the open world.
Yeah, you need like it needs to be a somewhat. I don't want to say it in a bad way, like a linear experience, but like a more controlled experience.
I love me some linear, linear you're on rails. I mean, you want to turn around and go down this street? No. You can't turn around and do that. You got to go down. You got to go down this sideway.
You just need one of these for sure. Like this to me is feeling like a nice, like I told my friend this, I was not teaching him, but talking to him about a concept that I have, which is the holiday game. I think we talked about this before.
I don't think
having
so.
a holiday game.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Where it's like, it's a great game for you to play when you have like time off or a holiday where you can bank that time and just focus on that one experience, right? And I feel like
soak it all in. You don't have to like, pause and play and all that kind of stuff.
I think this one is one of those. Like if for some reason somebody hasn't picked this one up yet, but wants to, and you haven't or can't do it now, but you have some time off coming up, or you have like holiday weekend, big weekend, whatever, man, this is, especially even a big weekend, because like this game, you could probably finish it twice in a big weekend. You know what I mean? Like if you just literally just sat down for it, it's a great holiday game. Tell you what, telling you what, I'm probably picking this back up at Christmas this year.
I definitely want to play through it. I mean, as soon as I finish some of the sections, I really wanted to go back and like replay it. One, because I'm like, I really sucked in that time. I mean, like the zombies were basically like damn near killed me. Yeah. And I wasted too much ammo. A reset button,
right? Just a restart encounter button, just beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
Yes, restart encounter would be phenomenal.
But it would fuck with the flow of the game, though. I think it would ruin it.
It would ruin that. It would definitely.
You made a choice. Now you have to stick with it. You used that last Requiem bullet. Now you got to live with that. I like that.
That gun is ridiculous.
I love that gun.
I love that he gives it. I think I wrote a note, and so maybe I didn't. I don't know, but it's like. That gun is like basically as big as Grace is. I'm just like, that thing is massive.
Now I'm just thinking that Leon's kind of a dick because he has that very nice 9mm, custom 9mm that he could have kind of just handed that to
with more freaking ammo,
more and more easily accessible. So like, actually, now that I think about it, Leon, you kind of suck. Why are you giving the hand cannon with very limited rare ammo to the person who is defenseless and has no weapon? That's actually oh God. Anyway, he just wants to be cool. Leon just wants to be cool. He's very cool in this game.
He's very cool in this game.
He's got some one-liners that I love.
The definition of cool. He's just the way he moves.
But he's more grizzled, which is great. He looks good.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, 100%.
He's got a little age on him now.
Oh yeah,
which is nice.
I love that.
He's more grizzled. Love it. Okay. Well, we will continue.
We have
the Resident Evil Requiem conversation.
I don't know if you're a fan of this, but a practice that I've seen done in other podcast universes is if like in this situation we're both playing a game, once we're done, we can do a spoiler cast. We can do an episode where we just talk about that game,
solely
but
dedicated to
and fully go all out, and we don't need to worry because we're telling people, hey, this is the one. This is just that. So if you don't want to hear that, you don't. But if you played and you finished and you wanna, there you go. Because I love, dude. Those are some of the best episodes of podcasts I've ever listened to. Is when you can actually just hear the people go just deep on who you don't need to care about spoilers because it's fine, and that is just so freeing. So we could definitely do that.
I agree.
I am very much under the impression that I'm probably going to jump into it and replay it almost immediately. It's giving me that vibe.
It depends on because there's a couple of games coming up that I'm interested in. I don't know if I will play them, but
it's today. Wait a minute.
There's a game to come out today?
Wait a minute. Sorry, what? I'm so sorry, but
did a game come out today that you're interested in?
Oh my God, is it real? It's not real. 17 hours. Okay, Slay the Spire 2 releases to early access in 17 hours. So
I did not realize that game was coming out.
It is.
Now. I mean, I knew that it was in development.
Yeah. It's an early access. I mean, it was announced last year.
Their early access is probably going to be amazing.
Oh, I do not even care. I give it to me. It's like just put it here, right here. In the veins, if you can, please, because
inject it in there.
Slay the Spire.
Well, I didn't even know that wasn't on my radar of it releasing. I knew that it was in the works, but I didn't know it was coming out that soon.
Yes,
so
very soon.
That was not on my list. It was Crimson Desert.
Yes, that looks
mainly
very
just
good.
because I'm like, I don't know if it's a game that I will want to play. It's a game, or sorry.
Could it be a game that you
I don't
watch
know if it's
someone play? Because I've gotten some of those recently.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I never like watching people play.
Okay,
No.
Okay.
What it will be for me is it will probably be a game that I think that I want to play, but in reality, I don't want to play because it's like 1,000 hours that I would have to invest in it. And yeah, it never ends. And I'm just like, I just want to get to the end of this game, but it's never ending. Oh my God, this is so long.
That's why I've not played any JRPGs lately. Because who's got time when I have to spend 200 hours on Arc Raiders? I ain't got time
yes.
to
You got prioritizations
exactly.
there. I think it was that one. I think the game that, like in terms of the ones that I'm aware of, 007 First Light, I think is still, I'm still intrigued by that because I feel like it's the last trailer that they showed. I'm like, I feel like this is the closest we're going to get to Uncharted and Nathan Drake. It's again in a decade at this point.
Yeah. It feels like maybe a more, not it's definitely not linear, but maybe story-wise a little bit more like work story.
It looks like it's like Indiana Jones style.
Yeah, exactly.
That was pretty linear. So
which is fine.
Totally, linear. I'm good with because you gotta have the Crimson Deserts. That's just like crazy, open world, and you gotta have your linear games as well.
I guess yes, good balance. Good balance.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. All right. Was that are we wrapping up the podcast?
I was thinking
the first initial episode 0.
Maybe I was thinking if there was anything else I was playing. I'll give a quick shout out to. I don't. It's a game that's a lot of people are playing actually. Mugenics. I tried that out.
Okay.
It's a really fun game. Apparently a very long game. Lots of content. Okay. Yes. So seems very interesting. I love tactics games. And I have been kind of playing a couple of tactics games from the past that I love. And so this was just perfect because it's like, a brand new tactics game. So I've been playing a little bit of that. Very fun, a lot of variation. I'm still in that very beginning phase where I'm kind of like scared of everything because I'm like, oh my God, so much to take in. Like in a game like this, like they don't start you off, they do start you off slow, but even then there's a lot to take in. So that is always scary, at least to me, when you pick up like a tactics game. But I'm sticking with it. It's fun. Okay. It's very goofy. It's from the same dev that made Binding of Isaac and Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy. So it's very much in that goofy nature, very dark humor, internet humor a little bit, but it's not too much. Okay. It's fun, but the gameplay of it's very fun. Grid tactics based game. It's exactly what you're expecting, but it's has a lot of really neat, unique gameplay mechanics. It's a lot of fun, and I think that's all I've been playing. Yeah, that's all I've been playing. I think. Yeah.
For me, it's just Resident Evil Requiem right now and Cairn. Those are the only 2 games I'm playing. And Cairn,
to me about Cairn, or do you want to talk in the next episode?
I will talk more about it in the next episode because I took a break from it.
Okay. For Resident Evil 9.
Because for Resident Evil 9. But I will say Cairn is, for a casual like myself, Cairn is perfect because I can hop on Cairn and I can play for 30 minutes, 45 hours. I could go for 2 hours if I wanted to in the game, but I don't have to. And then when I finished with that play session, I felt satisfied because the way that the game works, if you're not familiar with Cairn, it is a mountain climbing game. And I love watching all kinds of crazy ass mountain climbing documentaries. Alex Honnold is that dude is insane. Like if you've never seen Free Solo, go watch it. Okay. But it's also one of the most terrifying things that I've ever watched in my life, because he is climbing up I want to say it is 3,600 feet, or is it meters? It's one of the two. Damn. I can't remember, but it's a massive cliff face, and he's doing it with no ropes, no anything, nothing.
Oh God,
just hands and feet. But it is a sight to behold. To me, he's like the greatest athlete in the world. Like, it's insane what he does. And yeah, when I play Cairn, I feel like I'm like Alex Honnold. So it's pretty cool. The game is beautiful. It's for me, it's unlike any other game I've ever played in my life. And that was probably one of the coolest things for me, because there's not many gaming experiences at this stage of my gaming career that feel like something completely new to me.
Right.
And Karen definitely felt like it checked the box. I was like, I haven't felt like this since probably like PS1 or PS2 days.
That's a huge vouch.
Again, of just like a unique experience. And I'm not saying like there are other climbing games out there. So like, I know this is not like new, but for me, it was new. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful game. If you've been thinking about it, I would highly recommend it. It's a cool experience. But yeah, I do want to talk about it more once I reach the peak of Mount Kami.
I just wrote down, I really have to try Karen. It's literally what I wrote down. So
try Karen. Yes. It's on PS5 and Steam. I think are the only places for it. But well, Andre, it's been a blast.
It's been a blast. It's a nice, I think it's a good wrap on episode 0, right?
Yes, I agree.
Just for housekeeping, we will be doing this twice a month, correctly? Twice?
Yeah,
twice a month?
Yeah.
Twice a month. Expect us twice a month. And we're going to be posting this on Spotify, YouTube for now. And we'll figure out the rest after, but for now, Spotify, YouTube. So if you're here still and enjoying this, press the like button because that helps it a lot. Just get the show out there and recommend us to your friends. How about that?
And tell us what you've been playing lately.
And what's your holiday game? Do you have that concept of holiday game? If you do, let us know in the comments. What's your favorite holiday game that you've ever played? I'm curious because I feel like I want to start that as a tradition.
Write that question down for us next time. We can start off with that.
What is?
What's your favorite holiday game? Oh, you're writing it down. Good for you. You got it. Okay. Well, Andre, until next time.
Justin, thank you so much.
I have a feeling it will probably be closer than 2 weeks because we need to do a spoiler cast for solely Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, if you want to, we can do that completely aside from a normal episode. Yeah, I think that's actually good. Yes. I like that. I feel like I'm close, so I'm assuming if you are where you are, I think you're.
I got about another
by next
20
episode. I think we'll both be done.
Yeah.
So
maybe
we'll figure it out.
I'm hoping to be done.
I'll let you know when I finish. When I'm done with
more
it,
like tonight. You'll be like, I'm gonna finish right now as soon as we get off
45
this
minutes.
podcast.
I'll ping you and just let you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Andre, until next time.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.